You know, YouTube has become the worldwide recognized force as far as posting video content. And where else can you get live interaction with your viewers? You know, television is a one-sided affair. You know, when they film it and put it on TV, you know, people who like it, don't like it, there's no way to give that feedback to the producers. But this video format allows you to be able to post content and get instant feedback from the people who's actually watching your films, so that you can make your progress better, make your films better. So let's talk about what I'm doing. In my last video, I posted a video about losing horsepower on the chassis dyno in comparing my Holley carburetors. Well, I want to give a huge shout out to Richard Reeves, because I think he led me on the right path. He brought up the point about fuel, and to be honest, it's something that just completely escaped my mind. So let's rewind the clock. When I went to Union County Dragway, I had filled up with fuel here at my normal gas station, and I had put 4 gallons of 110 octane race fuel in the truck when I took it down to the track. I drove the truck to the track, which was about an hour and a half away each way. So I get down there, the truck runs like normal, no big issues. I drive home. I had to get fuel. I stopped at a little gas station in South Carolina that I've never bought at before, filled up with 93 and drove on home. Well, in the course of that next week, I drove the truck maybe once or twice to the store, and then we took it to the dyno, and then that's when the problem started. So I think you're on to something, Richard, and coming up this Saturday we're going to find out. Got another appointment to go back to the dyno, and we're going to find out if that was the cause. Now, there's some other things I'm going to do in the meantime. I'm going to change out the intake gasket. When I put everything back together from changing the roller lifters, it appears that the passenger side intake gasket may have moved when I bolted the manifold down. I'll post some pictures of that here right now. So let's get this done and let's make some power. You know, in my previous videos, we came down to the dyno and we had a pretty disappointing day. Had problems with the fuel and intake gasket. So I'm back down here at Tom's dyno, and hopefully we got all those issues straightened out. But there's only one way to see if we made any progress, and that's hit the rollers. Alright folks, so we just got done making our first run on this thing, and you know, there's no doubt about it, these carburetors are worth their weight in gold. But most importantly, I want to talk about is the dyno and what it's worth. You know, when we came down here, or when I came down here a few weeks ago and made a run, we were trying to do the test and we found a lot of issues. But my point of saying all of this is, if I hadn't have came to the dyno, I wouldn't have known that I had those issues. You know, the old expression, you don't know what you don't know. And that was a perfect example, because Tom and I were just talking, and you know, you can have a combination of small things that add up to be a lot. And that's something that always keep in mind, you know, 10 horsepower for a gasket being in the wrong place, 20 horsepower being due to octane in the fuel, you know. So when you come to the dyno, I think we're going to do a separate video on actually talking about getting your car ready for the dyno and what you need to do, because we've had a really good conversation here talking about the finer points of what needs to be done and the common things that Tom has ran into over the years as far as mistakes and things that's prevented people from making pulls and things that's led to engines blowing up. So, but we'll get into that later. Let's talk about the raw numbers. So we made the run. One thing that we found, the thing is running pig rich, and when I say pig rich, it's down into the 9s, which is almost horrendous. I mean, I don't like running an engine that rich, because you get into washing the cylinder walls if you're not careful. So, but anyways, I'm gonna go over here and show you the numbers and see what you think. Well, folks, here's the results. You know, the proof is in the numbers here. Now, I got a little caveat to what I'm getting ready to say. You know, when it comes to tuning, you know, you've got to be spot on, but this right here, you can see we gained a substantial amount of power in that range right there, and the air fuel ratio was not good. It was like 9.6, and then it started going crazy, and that's where it started falling off out here. So I feel pretty confident that whenever I get the fuel curve dialed in, that we're going to pick up and it's going to remain consistent out throughout the run right there.